Hello and welcome to Beans in a Pod. I am your moderator, David, and while I have been wandering this cold, desolate, barren, post-apocalyptic wasteland on my own this week, keeping me warm this evening are my friends, Baked Bean.
Hey.
Crispy Bean.
Hello.
And Jaffa Bean.
Hello.
I'm going to, again, kick it over to Jaffa Bean to start us off.
Okay, which question do I choose? I have three. I'll just go with the first one. So, who was your first celebrity crush, real or fictional? Who wants to kick it off?
Like, fictional being like a character.
Yeah, it can be a cartoon, like Lola Bunny, for example, or someone like that.
Oh, shit.
First one that comes to mind, your sexual awakening.
Johnny Bravo.
Johnny Bravo, really?
The cartoon, yeah. He was a babe.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Why? What was it about him?
I don't know. I think he's too sexualized, to be honest, like to be a cartoon for young, like girls or something. It's really confusing because you honestly don't know what's going on, but you know it's something like interesting. You want to like figure out, and then you realize a couple of years later it's actually very perverted.
It was just him trying to pick up women.
It was all about it was like that was the main theme. He wasn't a hero or anything. It was all picking up babes, and it's just
yeah. It's ironic though because like the whole show was him failing at picking up women, so
yeah,
seemed to work on you.
Funny. Yeah. Attracted to failure. Yeah,
that's an interesting one.
Earliest back I can remember.
There was a model, I think. Her name
was Cynthia Crawford. No.
Maybe 1 second now. But
It's
there
Cindy
was.
Lauper's, I don't think you'd be.
No, I'm not attracted to her. Maybe I can't remember what the name of it was, but it was I think it was an Australian model.
Oh, I know because I've been watching Friends lately, and she's an Australian model. I think I know who you're talking about. I was just watching the episode.
Claudia Schiffer.
It's
No.
Cindy Crawford.
I fucking said
Cindy
that.
Crawford.
Cindy Crawford.
Yeah. Did I not?
Say that.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
Gordon.
Okay, so.
I was talking of Elle Macpherson.
She's not Elle.
Not Elle. She is Australian, I think.
Yeah, so Cindy Crawford. When I was about 4 or 5.
4 or 5.
No, it wasn't. This wasn't anything sexual or nothing. I used to have like an old telephone in the house that I was given like as a kind of a toy that you give kids to play around with, and it was like it wasn't connected to anything, but it's just a telephone. And I used to have conversations with Cindy. I'd just bring her up and I'd be like, "Hey, Cindy," just talk to her. I never knew what she looked like. I don't know where I found out about her, but
you didn't know what she looks like.
No, I don't. I
just heard her name passing in conversation, like amongst adults.
It's such a strange one. I genuinely don't know. I genuinely don't know. I just remember that I used to carry my like little landline around with me, and I used to have conversations with her.
That's strange.
It was more of. It was more of a. I don't know. I just tell her about my day and ask her about her
as a 5-year-old.
Being 5.
It wasn't like it was. It wasn't a physical attraction. It was much deeper, like
emotional connection.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that. Other than that, like I remember the first poster of a girl I had in my room was Buffy the Vampire.
She was also a babe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had
Cruel
her
intentions.
I had her above my bed. No, but she was. It wasn't Sarah Michelle Gellar. It was Buffy. Like I just thought Buffy.
Not yet.
I had a poster of her above my my bed, and I remember getting it because it was in a hardware shop. And I was with my dad getting like fucking nails or something, and I just said, "Oh, can I get this poster?" And he said, "Yeah, you can." Yeah.
Do you know who she was? She just became.
I knew who she was because every Saturday night, there was like a double bill. There was Buffy the Vampire Slayer and then Charmed on TV3, and we used to watch that. And that was those two were mine that kind of stick out.
Slightly off topic, but are them posters still a thing? Remember, you can get them big posters from like the small shops for like €5, and
the ones that were all in like the cases, and you flick through them like a page.
And then you get them. You buy them in the tube rolled up.
It's Touchstone. Wasn't that closed eventually? The one in Tralee.
They had them in Eason's for a long time, and then they sold them in college as well.
Yeah, that's why I got my posters. I don't end up blooming above my bed.
You see your childhood crush, Chris.
He was cute.
No.
Okay, Crispy Bean, you want to go next for your childhood crush, or was it Orlando Bloom?
I think it was Jennifer Aniston from Friends.
Classic.
Because the show started in '94, and I
Okay.
was born in '94. Well, I'm pretty sure I started watching it like really young. Like
It's
really young.
fate.
I think it would have been the first like show I started to watch. But then I was trying to think of like kids shows. There was like Sabrina the Teenage Witch, so maybe for someone from that. There's also
Melissa
Lizzie
Joan Hart.
McGuire.
Nah,
What
she
was
never did it for me.
Hilary Duff
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
Lizzie
Oh, Lizzie McGuire, yeah.
Troy Bolton from High School Musical.
Any cartoons that did it for you, apart from
Yeah.
Rachel? Like,
Yeah, one of my ones was Kim Possible, I think.
oh yeah,
yes.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
there's another cartoon.
for my own was like Kim Possible, and then Hannah Montana when she started out as well. I'm not sure what age we were, but I remember at the time being like, finding out what her birthday was, and it was like a week after mine. I was like, oh, we're like the same age.
Soulmate.
That's her brother who was like 40 when he started filming it.
Yeah, and then later when I was like maybe like fucking 14 or 15, Taylor Swift kind of crept in there, but
Oh man,
I don't think she ever left, Jeff.
no, she's gone.
I never took the I never got the fascination with her.
She used to be this like, sweetheart country, small town kind of gal, and now she's just too big and mainstream and like poppy and what's the word? Diva-ish.
Sold out.
That's what happened to MJ in Spider-Man 2 to tell me we were.
Mm-hmm.
She just got too big for her britches.
Mm. Yeah.
Kim Possible is a good shout though.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I'm trying to like rack my brain to think of a cartoon that I found attractive. Maybe Jessica
I have the
Rabbit.
list here.
The Totally Spies as well.
Totally Spies, good one.
Yeah, the redheaded one from Totally Spies. There's something about my childhood and liking redheads for some reason.
What with the redhead from Powerpuff Girls? You never saw her face, but you saw like her like.
Oh, the mother.
body.
And Dexter's
No, not
Lab
the
as well,
mother.
the mother.
No, she was.
Couldn't see her face, but she was a babe.
I thought you were talking about I thought you were talking about the actual red Powerpuff Girl there for a minute. I was like, she's a bit young looking her.
No, she was the secretary to the mayor.
I can't really remember her.
But she would make
Did she
really
have
like
fishnets?
inappropriate sexual innuendos. No, that's like the devil character. Oh, maybe.
Oh,
When
the
you're
devil
editing
character
this-
awakened something in me.
The devil character.
He used to go around in like high heels.
Oh yeah, what was that in?
Powerpuff Girls, was it?
Yeah, I
Was it
remember
Powerpuff
that.
Girls?
Yeah, that was a weird character.
Yeah,
There was also the evil girl in Kim Possible.
Oh,
Oh
Sheila.
yeah. Sheila, yeah, that was it, right? Yeah. She was just like
Sheila or
the alternate version of Kim Possible, wasn't it? She's like green
Yeah, she's
and
like her arch nemesis. Green and black.
Yeah.
Debbie Thornberry from Wild Thornberries.
Chris, do you have these all like listed out?
Yeah, no,
Saved
I
in his
can't
notes.
think off the top of my head. Oh, I was thinking, I think I was thinking last week, just in the light of the situation with like coronavirus, that I was thinking like if a zombie apocalypse broke out, what would be my strategy from where I am right now? Like, how would I deal with it?
Where would you go? What's
Yeah, that's my question to you. Like, where you are right now. Let's say no, it's not like a coronavirus type one, but let's say it's a stereotypical zombie virus where like you get bitten, you get scratched, you die within like 10 minutes, and then you're back again like within 2.
And okay, so some ground rules. Are these like Walking Dead zombies? Or are they 28 Days Later zombies?
I'm gonna say, I feel like slow zombies.
Okay.
Walking Dead.
And
The slow ones.
is it just come on the news that there's a zombie apocalypse?
Yeah, but like there's a significant outbreak kind of around the area where you are. It's not like you're warned and you're like, oh, I got like at least a week before, like, what happens here. But like you like it's kind of like Shaun of the Dead, where is it Shaun of the Dead? Where he like goes outside and everything's already falling apart.
Yeah.
There's people
And
driving away and getting pulled.
Can they make it through bodies of water?
Who?
The zombies.
No, because they'll drown.
Okay.
Can't swim.
So every time I've done my zombie apocalypse scenarios, I've always got
He runs a scenario every
yeah,
morning.
I've got a melee weapon, like some sort of, if possible, like
But it's from
katana.
where you are right now. Like you look
Okay,
out the
yeah.
window. What do you do
So
right now?
right now, I there's a baseball bat in the house, so I'd get that, and a few golf clubs maybe. Then I would have to try and think what's the best way to get to like an island or somewhere that is inaccessible to the zombies. So possibly like Valencia, the Baskets.
You'd have to blow the bridge in Valencia
Yeah.
or border it up.
So yeah,
What's that island's
probably
too big?
Blow the
have to
bridge.
hoard. Probably have to hoard supplies first though. So immediately try and run to the closest shop or little and just try and raid whatever's left there. Get supplies.
What
Load
would
up
you
the
do with your
car.
family right now?
I'd tell them to wait here, get my project car in the house. I'd run out and try and get as much supplies as possible. Then come back, load it up within the next half an hour. Come back. I'd probably have to see how it plays out for the next hour or two if it's getting crazier and more hectic.
Oh yeah, it will undoubtedly get worse.
Yeah. So assuming that comes to pass and it's obvious, then probably spend the next half an hour strategizing where the best place to go is, looking at the maps, listening to any broadcasts saying, there's refuge army barracks here or something like that. And then from there, I think I'd have to hop in the car, get family loaded into the car, and then take off. Yeah.
The first thing I would do is I would join an anti-zombie protest in Dublin. I honestly, I don't think I'd have time to do all of what Jeff did. I would probably, like, realistically, I always thought of, like, if you have a styro in the house, like if you climbed into the attic with enough food to last you like a week or two and like closed it up, like who could get in really?
What if they did a World War Z body piling?
What happens after a week?
I would then, like, I think after a week you'd know if there's anything around you. So yeah, that's probably what I would do first. I would get all of the food that is like non-perishable and like whatever water is in the house and go straight into the attic and close it and just stay there, and just wait it out. Maybe like bring, I don't know if there's a plug up there, but see if I can bring some sort of like internet item up there to follow the news, and then maybe wait out a week or two. And then after a week or two, I would be in an estate. So, if zombies came into an estate, they'd probably run through it fairly quickly unless you were hiding. So I would assume that everybody was alive is now dead. And if there was no noise, they obviously have left to look for food. So then I'd like go from house to house to see if there's anything left over. But honestly, I'd probably wanted to be one of the people that would say like, stay where I am, and like maybe paint something on the roof of my house to say, save me or something. But that I probably just have a pint and wait for it all to go over.
Yeah.
Doing the Anne Frank. It's a bold strategy.
Yeah. I start writing a diary and talk about
Yeah.
puberty and all that. So that's what I would do.
What you baked?
Similar to Dave, I think I'd wait. I'd lock up the house, I think, and close all blinds and curtains and turn off lights and stuff, and just to, like, for the immediate kind of don't draw attention to the house, and start stockpiling food. Maybe just like go upstairs first, because it mightn't be as like necessary. Maybe my area might not be too bad. We can like live upstairs, or if it's bad, we'd have to go up to the attic. Same as I think I'd do the same as you, go to the attic. But I like my comfort, so I'd only go if I really have to, kind of thing. But yeah, I think that'd be the immediate. Just don't leave the house. I would not go near him. I'm not any bit like talented or strong with a weapon or anything, so I'd rather just wait it out.
Yeah, you'd have to. I feel like you're at a disadvantage if you're in like a big house. You've multiple windows that you have to.
Yeah.
Like if they see you, they'll jump through the window or like break it down instantly, and then like the whole plan goes out the window.
Yeah.
I think about mine. I think I'd stay where I am as well. I think I'm on the top floor of a building that has no one else in it. There's like 3 sizable doors to get up here that they won't get through.
Are you just making this place up in your head?
No, that's where I live.
All right. Okay. Oh yeah.
And like I'd probably break into like the office down to like halfway, like this first floor to see
Yeah.
what they have. Then I'd
Yeah.
probably like just cover up that stairs, just throw like chairs and
Your
desks down
place
it.
is probably the safest, actually. Any place like
Yeah.
that, like
Mm.
going up to an apartment flat or something.
And one
And
way
the
out
back,
though.
Only
yeah.
one way
Well,
out. Yeah.
no, with the back kitchen window, you can go onto the roof
Yeah.
Oh, very good.
of like, and there's a restaurant like right below you, so you can probably break into that if you think that's sustainable. But it's a good like look up one. Yeah, but if it is right, like you'd have to go at the bottom or you go at the back. I think I'd stay where I am, and then just wait for it to let's fucking die old.
Did you
Jeff
make
is
a
the
run
only
to
hero.
Tesco?
I'd make a run for Tesco, yeah. If I was brave enough, Gary's, if I wanted nicer food.
So Jeff is the only one that is the hero among us.
Nah, he's
Yeah.
running as well. He's brave. He's brave to run out.
No, because I feel like you're going to run out of food fairly quickly after a week or so. And then if one of them finds out where you are, you're fucked.
You're in a good spot to leave where you are because there's not much around you.
I always thought it would be a cool like zombie movie to take place in like the barren like lands going down to Dingle. Like that would be a place to hide because you get up high, you can see all around you. Nobody's getting out there.
The Blaskets, that would be a good spot. If we could
Yeah.
rob a
Blaskets would be
boat.
ideal.
Yeah.
Blaskets would be ideal.
Good Wi-Fi.
There's a freshwater tap on the island, as we found.
Yeah, as Chris said, good Wi-Fi there. We could watch
Good Wi-Fi.
anything we wanted.
Excellent.
That's a
Actually,
good
it is really
question, though. I always thought, like, I think everybody's thought about that scenario. Like, what would you do?
Yeah.
It's a good one, though. Like, especially when you start throwing in, like, oh, it's a different type of zombie. Like, what I was thinking there is, like, okay, I'm in the attic. Can they smell? Like, do they have a heightened sense of smell? Is it noise? Is it whatever? Because I suppose they're not zombies, but in a quiet place, it's purely noise. And I think in that case, like, most people would be fucked unless, like, although wasn't there a thing about that movie where they couldn't decipher different sounds, so that's why they hid behind the waterfall because they couldn't hear them talking behind the waterfall. But no, it's a good question.
What movie was that?
Quiet
Place.
Place.
Oh yes, yeah.
Quite cool, actually. No, that was a good question. I
No
like that one,
bird box
actually.
stuff.
Oh yeah, where what was that one again? Where you can't look
Couldn't
at.
see. You couldn't open your
Sandra
eyes.
Bullock.
Yeah, and the kids going down the river.
I haven't seen that, but it was like, how did they figure out that you couldn't open your eyes? Surely everyone opens their eyes.
Oh, it was the same thing. It's like, there's a mass hysteria and then someone realizes that, like, don't open your eyes. It's the same thing with The Quiet Place. They come to realize that, like, if you
Yeah, but I feel like that's a lot easier to come to. Like, oh, someone makes a sound, it grabs someone with a sound. Like, it's a lot harder to say, oh, he has his eyes open.
Yeah.
How can you see that someone has their eyes open to register that if you don't have your eyes open?
I think it was like, didn't the people like kill themselves? That was the monsters didn't do
Yes.
it to them. So if you were with somebody and they looked at them, you would see them looking at them, and then they would horrifically kill themselves. So you'd be like, okay, I won't look at them.
Yes, it wasn't like a monster per se.
Oh,
It's like it was like an entity that would make you want to commit suicide.
That was good. I think that's a good segue for my topic, which is film. So I don't know why, but I guess with everything going on, I said I'd have a look on like Rotten Tomatoes, IMDb, and Metacritic to see what films I haven't seen, so I could watch them over winter. And I realized that the top 100 lists of films of all time on each of these sites are different. Every single one of them, none of them match. So like an example here is, let's say for Citizen Kane, that's number 1 on Metacritic, but on Rotten Tomato, it's Black Panther. So according to Rotten Tomato, Black Panther is the best film of all time, which, make of that what you will. So I guess I was going to kind of ask a question that was a little bit, I didn't think it was a good enough question. It was a bit meandering, which is like critics and, can anybody really be objective about a film? But I think I'll ask an easy one, which is, what is your favorite film of all time? And do you think that it is the best film of all time, or is there a difference?
Favorite film? Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith.
That's serious.
I watch it constantly.
What?
Yeah, I'll just be sitting down and be like, I'm gonna watch that. Oh god, it's gotten to the point where like I'll be sitting on the couch and then someone looks over and I'm just mouthing all the lines to the movie because I know it
Jeez.
so well.
For Rachel's perspective, or who's not seen Star Wars, Revenge of the Sith is one of the prequels, and it's universally hated.
It's the
Well,
best out of the bad ones, though.
yeah, the sequels are totally shat upon.
Yeah, I've heard.
I
So
love it
yeah,
though.
that's
Like
why it's such a
more
strange
like
remark for Chris to.
it's more like a guilty pleasure movie. That's one of
Yeah.
my favorites, but I know it's not a top favorite. But like I can recognize like great movies, like the typical Shawshank Redemption and all that stuff. But they won't be my favorite movies. I think there's a fine line between that.
Yeah.
I will say I thought General Grievous is a cool character.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking asthmatic.
I've seen some really cool cosplays of him actually, and
I saw him recently. It was
online.
good.
Mm-hmm.
I think when you think favorite, it's like a movie that will be on, like, and there's like 45 minutes left, but you'll still watch it.
Yeah.
Like Goodfellas.
For me, depends what mood I'm in. I have like, there's three, and I can't really split them depending on the day of the week. You ask me, I'll have a different one be my favorite, and it's Fellowship of the Ring, Lord of the Rings, then Gladiator, and then Forrest Gump. I think they're all really good movies. I'm not sure if they'd be ever considered like the best movies of all time, but so I think it's to that question. I think it is personal preference. I wouldn't expect my sister to like any of them. Well, maybe Forrest Gump, but she wouldn't have that much interest in Lord of the Rings or Gladiator. Whereas
I don't think there is such thing as the best movie ever. I think there's just a pool of really good movies like those. It'll always be like no one will ever agree what's the best movie ever made. I don't believe, like, even on those sites they can't even agree. So
like the Rotten Tomatoes one is like what's good now, and Metacritic seems to be classics or unanimously like agreed upon. Like, can you read out the top 10 for Metacritic? Because I feel like that's more reputable than
Metacritic.
Tomatoes.
Yeah, I think my internet's delayed there. So Metacritic from 10 to 1, beginning at 10 is City Lights, which is a Charlie Chaplin movie. 9 is Singing in the Rain. 8 is Notorious. 7 is Vertigo. 6 is Three Colors Red. 5 is Boyhood. 4 is Casablanca. 3 is Rear Window. 2 is The Godfather, and 1 is Citizen Kane.
I haven't seen any of those movies.
Not one.
Not one.
2 or 3 of them maybe.
And then I guess the Rotten Tomatoes one is like Black Panther, Avengers, Harry Potter, maybe.
The top 10 here is very strange. So from 10 to 1 on Rotten Tomatoes, number 10 is Black Klansman. 9 is The Irishman. 8 is Citizen Kane. 7 is Mission Impossible Fallout. 6 is The Wizard of Oz. 5 is Lady Bird. 4 is Toy Story 4. 3 is Us. 2 is Avengers Endgame, and 1 is Black Panther.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Is that the one we saw? Your man made Get Out.
Yeah.
Us, yeah.
That wasn't that great.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that list at all. Oh, was that Rotten Tomatoes?
Yeah, which
What
again,
about
I think
IMDb?
IMDb then again from 10 to 1, starting at 10. 10 is Lawrence of Arabia. 9 is One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. 8 is The Wizard of Oz. 7 is Gone with the Wind. 6 is Citizen Kane. 5 is Casablanca. 4 is Raging Bull. 3 is Schindler's List. 2 is The Shawshank Redemption, and number 1 is The Godfather.
Okay. I think out of all of them, I like the IMDb one.
That's a good one. Like Schindler's List is good. Shawshank Redemption.
Godfather is amazing.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I suppose like for me then, like I think I like my favorite film. I don't really have a favorite film. I definitely have a list. Like I always go back to like Ex Machina, Arrival, Interstellar, but I can always say that like I can totally see why people wouldn't like it. But I can overlook those. But objectively, I don't know if there is like Rachel said, I don't think there is a best film ever made. Which annoys me then when you go on YouTube and it's like all these YouTube critics are telling you why this is the best film that was ever made. But yeah, I don't know. I'm also like, obviously Rotten Tomatoes is a popularity contest, and the other film lists are like a little bit more, I don't know, like educated, I guess. But I don't know, is that fair either? Like, is it, you know, do we think people who say Citizen Kane is the best film of all time, do we think those people are movie snobs? I don't know. Like, I think it's easy to say that if somebody says Black Panther is the best film of all time, we think that their opinion doesn't really matter. I don't know. It's an interesting one. I just think for a subject that nobody really agrees on, everybody talks about it.
Mm-hmm. I think it's like music. You can't say it like, you know,
Yeah.
it's preference.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. So that was me. So that leaves good old baked bean.
Favorite movie? Sorry, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, Inglourious Bastards, I think. Either that or Big Lebowski, one of the two. I kind of flip between the two, but always
Good
there's
choice.
Inglourious Bastards. They're both really rewatchable actually, and there's just so many like scenes where your heart's absolutely racing. Like Inglourious Bastards, like silent scenes with your man.
Yeah.
Especially with this one, you know, when he goes
Those
like this.
passes is good.
Eye Glazer,
Yeah.
yeah. There's so many scenes like that that's just like, even if a movie had one of those scenes, you'd be like, that movie's
Mhm.
class. But this movie has like 5 of them at
Yeah.
least.
The intro, I must say, the intro to Glorious Bastards is like one of the best scenes
Lifting. Yeah.
I've seen. It's so tense, like you said, and it's like, yeah, it's so good. And Christoph Waltz is amazing as well in that.
Yeah. Yeah. He's terrifying.
Mhm.
Then like the Big Lebowski, I think is absolutely terrible.
You have terrible taste in movies, though.
It's so bad.
Did you see
Which is-
actually, to bring it
Oh, he's
down,
cancer.
is cancer, is lymphoma.
Thoughts and
Yeah, the
prayers.
prognosis is good though.
Who?
Jeff Bridges,
Jeff Bridges, the dude,
What's wrong with him?
he's
he's
lymphoma.
cancer.
Oh, fuck. Oh, no.
It's not bad. It's not the worst cancer. So
Yeah, the
Thoughts and prayers.
prognosis is good.
Thoughts and prayers.
Thoughts and prayers.
Cool.
Okay.
I think that leaves baked bean your topic.
Oh, really? Has everyone gone?
Yeah, I think so.
That was quick. My topic is more like a question, a suggestion, and put something out there. So, since we're going into lockdown for 6 weeks, it's nice to have like a weekly goal to work towards. So I think we should come up with some kind of like a tournament. I don't know whether it'll be played on the PC or on our phones or a PlayStation game. I don't know. Just set some kind of a tournament. Preferably something we could put a little bean pun around. And we'll make our little bean tournament update on a weekly basis. But yeah, I just thought I'd suggest it, and then maybe like we can spitball ideas here, but like we should like refine the plan over the next like week and then start it and be all
I love
proper official about it.
I love this
And
idea.
yeah, and like have a kind of scoreboard to take, and yeah, well, we'll be competing for something. I don't know what, but yeah,
dinner beans.
yeah, something
Yeah.
something being related.
No, I
definitely.
think that's a really good idea. Like, I think, yeah, I was thinking of like giving up like social media completely, like getting off of Instagram, getting off of Snapchat,
Mm.
just because I don't know. I just feel like it's so noisy out there at the moment
Yeah,
that I'd like a little bit of, you know,
a
space.
break from it. Yeah,
Yeah.
But I quite like having something like, I know like this podcast, like it's not really for anybody. It's really just for us to catch up and stuff. But I wouldn't mind
a bit of fun.
having like a game or something. Yeah, like if there's a particular game that we play every week, or I really think that's a cool idea.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So like, so is it something, do you want to play it as part of this? Or like play it like separately and then speak about it here or something? I don't know. We can we could like take our ideas and start like throwing them into a pot over the next week.
Mhm. Yeah, like our own little sober October type.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we can go up with it around November, I guess.
Slimmer winter, or like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I think, yeah, we definitely need something.
November.
November, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, December. Yeah. So 6 weeks to do something.
Yeah, we could try and do something that doesn't require us all to play it at the same time. You know, if
Yeah.
we can't get everybody together, you know, we got to be honest and about, I guess. Or there's something we can track that we can all see each other's scores or something.
Mm,
We had pedometers.
Yeah.
Do
a
steps.
step challenge. Oh,
Yeah.
we could do a step challenge with something like a spin on it, because I think we did the step challenge in work. That's like, I don't know, a corporate fucking thing to do.
Team bonding.
Everybody do steps to me. But we could put like some kind of a fun spin on it, like steps achieved while doing something bizarre.
By playing Randonautica.
Oh yeah, that's a good one actually. Yeah, link to last week.
Call back.
Yeah.
No, we should definitely talk about that, like, because I think definitely having something that's like not a pattern. What's the word? Routine. I think that'll help over the next 6 weeks.
Yeah, for sure. I like the idea of giving up something as well. Like if you were giving up social media, Dave, would you include Reddit in that?
See, that's where I fall apart. Like, I think I give up Instagram. I see, the thing is, I don't think I give up Snapchat 'cause I'm never on it. I'm just on it when I'm talking to people. But I think on Instagram, I find myself just like scrolling it mindlessly. I'm not really doing
Yeah.
anything. Just a waste of time.
It's
Reddit,
gotten more scrollable though. Did you notice that with Instagram before it used to stop and now there's a new design in it that it just goes on and on with suggesting new things. It's a dangerous feature.
it is. And I think what I might try to do with Reddit is, like, I do spend most of my free time on Reddit because it's just a habit. I might try to, like, put a time limit on it every day or something. But
Do you ever get those reports? Do you get them from your phone that tells you about your screen time? I had to turn those off. I didn't want to. It was going up and up and up and up. I didn't want to know. The hours a day is like, it sounds fake. Like you wouldn't believe it.
I
Like
know,
I was working that day. How did I knock up that many hours on my phone?
I started actually like a week or two ago turning off my like Wi-Fi on my phone between, like, let's say 9 and 12, and in between like 1 and 5, just so when I'm working, like, my phone's buzzing and I'm like
Yeah.
constantly like just reaching over and grabbing it, and then
Yeah.
non-stop during the day. So
Yeah, my for me it's YouTube usage. Like I have hours on the day, like every single day. I think in one month I had like hundreds and hundreds of hours, or even thousands. I get down the rabbit hole
What you
of
be
YouTube.
watching?
Stuff I do want to watch, like stuff I'm subscribed to, like gaming stuff, but then I end up watching like, you know, random stuff that's subscribed that, you know, it's on your like your homepage that's recommended.
Yeah. Trash basically.
Yeah. I was watching an ad for a Volvo truck yesterday.
For what?
5 minutes. A Volvo truck.
Is it the Jean-Claude Van Damme one?
Oh, good one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Like yesterday I had 4.5 hours. You know, it goes on for like hours and hours. I think I've used terabytes of data on my phone just watching YouTube.
Do you have premium?
Yep.
You're one of the only people actually I know has premium.
Because I got it free with the phone for like 5 or 6 months, and then I realized how good it was.
Yeah.
I use other people's phones, and then ad comes up, and like I can't.
Yeah, they've gone really bad in the last like 2 weeks or something. It's just gone nuts. I got a free trial for premium. I think I'll pay it because I just can't put up with.
If you're with Tree, when I was with Tree, you got €20 credit a month, and the credit was pretty much useless because you had all the stuff included in your €20 a month package.
Yeah.
But you could use the credit to pay for stuff like YouTube Premium. So that's what I was doing before I switched to 48. Well,
is there anything like that with 48?
No, because you're paying like €7 a month anyway. So
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I'd recommend it because you can do picture-in-picture as well.
Yeah, it'd be hard to find something that we all would struggle with. Like we probably all have our own like vices. Like, because I don't have Instagram or Facebook or anything like that, and Snapchat I don't really use it. The only thing I really use is like Reddit. I use kind of a good bit, and YouTube I suppose. But then also WhatsApp just for messaging each other. But that's not really. I wouldn't consider it WhatsApp social media.
I think Reddit is actually the most, because I'm gone off Facebook and Instagram as well, but I spend a lot of time on Reddit, and that's another thing that goes on and on and on. There's too much content, and like it's better than content on Facebook. Like that was half the reason I came on Facebook as well, was just spending too much time going through mindless shit. Not even people's stuff, but like advertise like news and stuff. But I used to watch, oh my god, I look back now. Do you know that show, The Young Turks? Did you ever see that?
Heard of it, yeah.
They're super progressive, but they're like too much now. I used to be obsessed with them when I was on Facebook, and then I stopped watching it. I was like, what the fuck was that? Why? Oh,
I think with Reddit it's the same with me. Like I sometimes find myself, I'll be on Reddit on my laptop, and then I'll turn off my laptop and go on Reddit on my phone as I'm walking into the kitchen. Like it's an addiction, and like you said, they've definitely changed the way you can navigate through it, because like you said, it's just unlimited. Like as many times as you want, you're there. But and I think that we can kind of close off the podcast there. I know, Jeff, you want to end us on a high note.
Yeah, so I have 2 games. The first is one especially for you, Dave. It's we all got to take out our pen and paper and draw our favorite cartoon impression of Muhammad.
Oh,
I'm only messing. I was only saying that to see your face, but I do have a second game which I think you'll enjoy. It's called Florida Man.
Yeah.
So similar to last week, I have 10 headlines around Florida Man, and it's up to you to decipher which one is true and which one.
Oh, brilliant. Okay.
Okay, so you ready?
Yeah.
So first one, Florida Man arrested for shooting at the sky in an attempt to kill Jesus.
Oh, God.
I think
These
that's
are going to be hard. Do you think it's what?
I think it's real.
Real.
I think the trick is that all of these are real.
Could be.
I'll go with real as well.
Crispy.
true.
That one's false.
Oh, fuck.
So none
Should
of.
have known. They love Jesus. Why would they want to kill him?
Second one, Florida Man denies drinking and driving. Says he only swigged bourbon at stop signs.
I've been burnt once
I
before.
think this is you. I think you. This is a Jeff one. Jeff one. Jeff Bean.
See, I don't know. Like, I don't like playing any of these games with Jeff.
Because he's too in your head.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that's real.
Crispy?
Yep.
Real?
Mhm.
That one is true. So one for Dave and one for Chris. Okay, third one. Florida man who tried to run to Bermuda in an inflatable bubble arrested again.
True.
True.
I gotta go false because you all went true.
That one is true. So that is 2 for Chris, 1 for Rich, and 1 for Baked Bean, and 1 for Dave.
The government can't know our real names except for me.
Okay, fourth one. Florida man turns himself in after killing his imaginary friend.
That's real. I saw that on Reddit.
True.
True.
Okay. That's 3 for Crispy Bean, 2 for Dave, and 2 for Baked Bean. Okay. Florida man covered in butter runs through chicken factory to escape vampires.
False.
That's fake.
False.
Okay, that one is false. So
I think we got Jeff nailed down.
we'll see.
Sus.
Okay,
Jeff sus.
number halfway through. Number 5. Florida man paints anti-Hillary Clinton messages on crabs.
True.
True.
False.
That one is true.
Damn it.
So it is 5 for Crispy Bean, 4 for Baked Bean, and 3 for Dave. Okay, next one, number 6. Florida man arrested for fighting a Wendy's statue after believing it is possessed.
Say it read it again.
Florida man is arrested for fighting a Wendy's statue after believing it is possessed.
Wendy's.
Wendy's, you know that red-headed fast food place in the
True.
US?
Jeff had a crush on that redhead when he was young, I know. I'm going to say that's false because there is no Wendy statues.
Yeah, there's no Wendy's, right?
Is it true?
Okay, that one is false.
Damn it.
So it
Chris is
is
taking off this week.
6 for
Compared to last
Crispy
week.
Bean, 4 for Dave, and 4 for Baked Bean. So next one. Florida man denies using alligator with sunglasses to avail of carpool lane.
False.
True.
That one is false.
How would you expect that to work? Like?
6 for Crispy Bean, 5 for Baked Bean, and 4 for
Well-
Dave. Okay, 2 left. Can we make a break here? So, Florida man with mop on his head terrifies neighbors with demand for eggs.
True.
True.
I'm going to go with false because it's my best interest to go against you all.
That one is true.
I'm out. Fuck.
So it's
What-
7 for Crispy Bean, 6 for Baked Bean, and 4 for Dave.
Oh no, there's one left.
I'm out.
The last one.
I'm passing on this one. I'm not in this one. It's between the two lads.
So the last one. Florida man arrested in local park for practicing karate on swans.
True.
I'm gonna say false.
That one is true.
Oh.
So 8 for Crispy Bean, 6 for Baked Bean, and 4 for Dave.
Chris took off.
Destroyed it.
So if you've liked what you've heard, we have a website, beansinthepod.ie, where you can find the audio version of the podcast, or
And
you can
video.
go to our it's video on our
Video
website
from
now as
that
well.
too, yep.
Very nice. We're in the 21st century. So go to beansinthepod.ie to see our podcast, or you can find us on YouTube in Beans in a Podcast. We don't have a Twitter, we don't have a Facebook, we don't have an Instagram, but Mr. Bean, Ron Atkinson does. So please tweet at him. If we can get any bit of recognition from Mr. Bean himself, we have made it. So once again, we'll see all of you next week in the pod. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.